Hey, welcome to the channel. Uh, this episode is part one of our Driveline Mishaps. Um, you saw in Mace finally gets out off-roading, we tore out the front drive shaft. Before that, we had some other problems and issues that we dealt with in the front driver's universal was shot. So this episode, I'm going to show you some of that, some of the things we went through, the Warren hub, how it comes apart. Mine's a little different than anything I found online, and a few other little things that happened through that, and you get to see a bit of the process. We get a new universal in there, and you can see how shot the old one was. Anyways, also you will get to see in episode 2, please come back for it. I think you'll enjoy it. You'll find out why Moose ended up like this. Yep, I killed him. Anyways, he is back alive and running, so this is good. But we'll explain more about that in episode 2. So hope you enjoy this episode. Hope you find some of it informational. Basically, we ended up having to run up to Darnell's, and he tried to give me a hand, and we ran into complications, and you just get to see how all that evolved and how it finally got resolved and fixed.
Hey, we made it to Darnell's. We're starting to work on the car. It's got Warren hubs on the front, so it's going to be interesting to get it all apart so we can change this this universal. So let's go have a look. So right, just metal keeps holding those so they can't turn, right?
Yeah, I've never seen that before, but never worked on anything that's old either.
Yeah. There's an old Warren, Warren or Warren? Yeah, Warren.
Yeah, Warren.
Warren hubs, and this is the universal we've got to change, along with the seal. That's supposed to be able to do that. So, Darnell here has been awesome and helping me out because this is an area I don't know that well. So, definitely a shout out to him and thanks very much. No Hopefully we get this thing done. And the fun of all this is I've got a time frame because I got to be to work this afternoon, so this could get interesting. We'll get the one repaired because it has to be, and then at least we'll know what we need to do maybe for another day for the other side. And we've got new shocks for the front of it, and we got a couple other components that we're going to try to get in and on, and we'll go from there. So let's see how this all goes.
Well, that didn't go as planned, and we had to put it back together so I could go back to work, and I could take it apart another day. So with this, we have a couple of things. We start with, of course, we're going to take the wheel off. We got an 8-lug system. Then we've got 6 Torx to take out the Warren hub. Then after that, we have 6 bolts beyond that takes this part off. There is a retaining clip inside here we have to take out. So we take this off, and you have to be careful. In this case, with this particular one, the inside race is attached to it with little springs. So you're very careful when you pull it out. Everything comes out in one piece, where a lot of them I've seen on the videos are two pieces. This one is a one piece. So it comes out, you undo the clip, then the next piece comes out, then you can get this part off. After that piece is off, then we continue back to be able to get the caliper, or I'll take the caliper off, then I can take the rotor off. Then behind that is where we kind of got stalled the last time. Hopefully this time I get beyond that and we get the axle out so we can replace that universal. It is really shot. As I was saying with this one, when you take this out, you got to be careful how you wiggle, and you can see the little springs there that hold this system together, and a little different than some of the others apparently. So quite often that inner ring can stay behind. It looks like our clip ring decided to come off, wasn't put in properly. That's not good. And I have to double check on that. Alright, anyway, on to the next step. See what we can do about getting this thing apart. So the clip did come off. Unfortunately, it wasn't snapped on fully last time, so I'm gonna have to make sure that's done this round. So the retainer clip goes inside there, and yeah, it wasn't done up right, so we'll get that fixed. Now next up, I gotta take all these guys out, and after that then I can continue working my way back. So here's what you get when you take that off. It's got a gear set in it. Comes out with this, leaving you with this: your spindle, all your different retainers, your bearing, all inside there. Okay, we're now to the point that we can undo our brake, and I can take this off. Some people take this off ahead of time. I don't know if the order really matters that much. Mine comes off pretty easy because I've had it off already. Maybe if you haven't had it off, you want to do that so you're not getting dirt into here. But in my case, it didn't matter. So we'll get this off next, and then we work on this plate, and then this has another bearing. This threaded part here has another bearing and seats in. I got to get that out. Then I can finally pull the drive shaft out and work on the universals. So we're getting there. I don't know about yourselves, but I always try to hang my caliper. That way I'm not putting any more stress on this. As it is, I got to look at these and try to move it down a bit, because the amount of flex I have with the new shocks here, we're actually to the point where I'm maxing it out and I don't want to rip it. So we're going to look into getting an extender and move this fixed part so it's down here a bit more. Sorry. I hope to move this fixed part of the flex line down to here to give us the extra room. With the new shocks, I'm maxing it out pretty good. If I'm turned the right way, I could actually and possibly rip the line. So I don't want to do that. So we're going to try to
figure out what we could do about moving that down a bit and reattaching it lower. Okay, so that worked. A little bit of pressure along with some heat. We popped off the dust ring slash caliper holder. So that's now off, and now apparently, from what I've seen in the videos, I'm supposed to whack this thing up and down. Apparently it'll loosen this here out and pop everything apart. That looks like it hasn't been apart in a really long time, so this could be interesting. Let's see what happens and see how we can get it apart. They say to use a dead blow. I don't have a huge dead blow. I have that one. I have this one, which is actually just from a dollar store, but we'll see. And then I have an old school. And there's a lot of mechanics out there that have never seen this probably. If you're new, if you're old, you'll appreciate. It's even split. This is actually a leather dead blow. That is actually rolled up leather. So this was given to me by a mechanic neighbor years and years ago, and it is actually leather. It doesn't damage anything. This thing's been around forever, so definitely an antique piece of equipment. I tried to keep it in good shape and use it. So I think that actually says Snap-on right there on the handle. Snap-on tools. So that is an oldie for sure. Anyway, back at it. Cleaned up a bit of this seating area here. Got it cleaned up so when we put it back together it's not going to be quite so bad. We're going to clean up that as well around the edge on the inside of this one so that it's not quite so rusty, and then hopefully it'll be a little better just in case I have to take it apart again at some point. And then we're going to try to get cleaned up in there a bit better so we get the new seal in. And I got to clean up the drive shaft itself because that seal's been shot for a while from the looks of it. So if I put that in a seal, it's just going to chew it right up. So we're going to try to get that cleaned down, back nice and smooth, and try to get all that done today and back together. Alright, so there's the clip once it gets knocked out. So I got it sitting out so I can now get a screwdriver into it and continue to pull it. This one has the inner clips. Some have the old school outer clip. My center diff has the outer clip on it, and then the other side just has the bolt-on style. So, but this one has, all four have that style with the clip in the center. So once you knock that out, then you can push this out. Well, there we go. Brand new universal in. Nice job. We got her done. Literally. I couldn't get it apart. I had to go to a shop and have them do it. So, luckily somebody I know put me in charge with somebody else I now know that does drive shafts and axles. So, took them like literally 10 minutes. Popped it apart, put it back together again, made it look easy peasy. But it's done. I know everything's good. My problem was getting these things apart, pushing them out. They just were so seized in there. What I had wasn't going to do the trick. They had the proper tools. Poof, had it apart, and like I say, just unreal. So that's together. Now we just got to put it all back in there. There we go, all back together again. I don't think my seal's quite in properly, but we'll see. Better than none at all that was in there. Other than that, it's all back together, and we'll see how it goes. At least I won't have it rattling and clanging anymore, so this should help quiet down the ride a little. And I don't have to worry about it breaking. They said the chances of it actually completely failing were probably pretty slim because just the type of axle it is. He said that for it to completely fall apart would have been pretty. I would have had to really beat it. So good to know. And now it's back together. So we'll see how things go and get back out on the trails.
Well, that's it. That's all I got for this one. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss part 2, and you'll find out what exactly happened to poor Moose and what I ended up having to do to repair him and get him back running again. So, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.